All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. Also, would like to give double honors to the men who taught them. Peace and blessings to the Akiyam put it on as the elect, striving for perfection and crown of righteousness and being obedient to what is written inside these scriptures. Shalom. This is your brother Kassad Bonloya out of GMS Austin. Just wanted to go into a lesson going into the seed of the promise. You know, how it goes from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and just how there's only one chosen seed on the face of the earth that's going to inherit the godly inheritance. All right, no other nation. The Lord has, has made claim or has made Israel his elect at the end of the day that is going to receive the promises. Okay? And no other nation. All right? And it's written all throughout the scriptures on whom promises is for and who's going to receive it, man. And so I'm going to get some precepts and perfectly just to be edifying, just going into, some of this history on the seed of the promise. So kick it off here in Genesis 16:1. It says, Now Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abraham, Behold, now the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hath restrained me from bearing. He said, I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Okay? So it says, And Sarai, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dealt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. So, and Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai judge between me and thee. But Abraham said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. It says, And said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, said unto her, Return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for a multitude. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, have heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that spake unto her, Thou power, Yahweh sees me, for she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? All right. It says, Wherefore the well was called Berla Haroyo. Bir La Arayo. Ariel. All right. It says, Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abraham a son, and Abraham called his name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. And Abraham was 60 years old, and 6 years old. So he was 86. Fourscore is 20. So 4 will be 2, 4, 6, 8, and you get 6. So it's 86 years. when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. All right, 17, it says, and Abram was 90 years old and 9. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power, walk before me and be thou perfect. It says, I will make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and Yahweh talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. So the Lord changed Abram to Abraham. All right. Abram's name at first meant exalted father. All right. So the Lord changed it to father of many nations, or father of a multitude. All right. Yep. Father of a multitude to Abraham. So let's see. Back in this Genesis chapter 17 and 5, it says, neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. It says, and I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a God or power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, and all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power, their God, which is the promised land ultimately. All right. And 9 says, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee and their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you should be circumcised. So the Lord is giving him commandments at this point, which the commandments was verbally passed down, all the way, from Adam. Adam had commandments from the Lord that he passed down to his children as well, Cain and Abel and everything, right? So Genesis 17 and 11 says, and you shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generation. He that is born in the house or bought with money, or any stranger which is not of thy seed, he that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with the money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. All right. And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of the foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, as for Sarai, the wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. All right. So the Lord is talking about this uncircumcised and the circumcised, the circumcision right here, man. Because then it was in the flesh, but in the time in which Yahweh Shai is come, it's in the spirit. All right. And being circumcised meaning is to cut off the flesh and walk after the spirit, primarily. And that's keeping of the covenant with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. So Genesis 17 and 15 says, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, as for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. King of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto Yahweh, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. It says, in Yahweh said to Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. All right. Isaac should I call his name. Let's see. Yatazak. He is laugh. He laughs. Yatazak. All right. Isaac. All right. So it says in 19, and Yahweh said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. So now the promise or the covenant is being passed to Isaac and to his seed. Okay? So it says, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he begat, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. And he left off talking with him, and Yahweh went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the self same day, as Yahweh had said unto him. It says, and Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he had circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, and Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son, and all the men of the house born in the house bought with money of the stranger were circumcised with him. All right. So Lord is making making things separate right now, separating things, the house of Ishmael and the house of Isaac right now. All right. And in time, but telling you that the promise, the covenant is going with Isaac and not with Ishmael. Okay. And that's important to understand because in this world in which we in, the so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native American Indians are told that they're Muslims. They're basically they're following the religion of an Ishmaelite because Muhammad comes from the seed line of Ishmael, and we're gonna get some of that just to verify because what Farrakhan says, he's a Muslim, but he's also a child. He's a child of God. He's a child of Israel or something like that. But you can't be an Israelite and an Ishmaelite and everything. All right. But this is Genesis 21 and 1. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, did unto Sarah as he had spoken, for Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time in which Yahweh had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as Yahweh has commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, go, Yahweh hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear my laugh will hear me laugh with me. All right. So she said, Yahweh hath made me laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And it says, and she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given child suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. It says, and the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. It says, wherefore she said to Abraham, cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac, man. So, you know, these scriptures are, living, all the way out, through this time frame in which we're living in. We didn't just wake up and just living life, and it's an ongoing, pre-existing storyline that's going on right now. Okay, and the woman of the promise is not the woman of the bond, or the son of the promise is not the son of the bond woman. The son of the promise is the son of the free woman. All right, and grab that precept since it's right here. Let's see. I didn't hold on to it. All right. So it says Galatians 4:23. It says, but he who was of the bond woman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. All right, which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants, the one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is and is in bondage with her children. All right. So it says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. All right. So just going into how the son of the free woman was the seed of the promise, is whom the seed of the promise is going to, and everything. All right. And back into this Genesis 21:9, it says, and Sarah saw the son Hagar, Egyptian, and Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. All right. It says, and the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. It says, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of the bondwoman. It's like it says, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of the bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for and Isaac shall thy seed be called. All right. So in the seed shall be called an Isaac. All right. That's the seed of the promise. It says, and also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. It says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child sent her away, and she departed and wandered, all right, in the wilderness of Beersheba. All right, so he sent away Ishmael and Hagar, and basically into the wilderness. Okay. This is Genesis 22:2. It says, and he said, take now the son, thy only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. So this is the Lord telling Abraham to take his son Isaac and sacrifice him, right? And 3 says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and not Isaac his son, and clave the wood of the burnt offering, and rose up and went into the place of which Yahweh has told him. It says, then one of the third day Then on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. It says, and Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass, and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood and the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am, my son. And he said, behold, the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb for the burnt offering? Right? And it says, and Abraham said, my son, Yahweh will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which Yahweh had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashir Hashai, called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. Right? And he said, lay not thine hand upon thy lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Yahweh, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for the burnt offering in the stead of his son. All right, so just showing that Abraham was found faithful and true and obedient to the Lord. All right, in this time frame as well. This is Galatians 4:22. It says, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by the bondmaid and the other by the free woman. But he who was of the bond woman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was born after the promise. All right, and we got that a little bit earlier, just to reiterate it. All right, so moving on. This is Genesis 25:1. It says, then again Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Sha'ah. And Jokshan begat Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan was Ashurn and Letushim and Uman. And the sons of Madea, Ephah and Epher and Hanuk and Abadid and Eldah. All these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. So I said and read all that to show that even though Abraham had 8 sons, okay, that had sons, but he ended up giving all that he had still to Isaac. All right, so it says, but unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country. All right, so everything that was really worth having, the covenant, the blessings, and all these things, he gave unto Isaac. All right, and not to the concubines, the bond women, but into the woman that was which was Isaac's mom, the one that was free. This is who he gave all the promises to, and that's who the promises in of the seed, the promises is passed down unto, right here, right? And I wanted to get this. This is Qusayah ibn Kalib. All right, this is he was an Ishmaelite descendant of Abraham, orphaned early on he would rise to become a chief of Mecca and leader of the Quraysh tribe. He is best known for being the ancestor of the Islamic prophet Muhammad, as well as the 3rd and 4th Rashidim. But this is going to show that Ishmael's relative, is related to the Muhammad. All right, it goes into that seed line. So we're not Muslims, we're not Islamic. The Negroes, Hispanic, Native American Indians that Esau, Edom, who's a self-proclaimed white man, pushes in this world. Puts it in his movies, in his music. Just trying to continuously deceive Jake. Have him all the way in left field somewhere. But this truth is only given to the elect. These are only men. These are the only men that are going to be waking up, out of that darkness, that sleep, at the end of the day, and following after righteousness, operating in righteousness. All right. This is Genesis 25:19, and it says, "And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, and the Syrian of Panaram, and the sister of Laban the Syrian." It says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh Bashar Shai for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh Bashar Shai was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived." All right, so he prayed to the Lord, and she conceived. And it says, "The child struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh Bashar Shai." So she went into the seer. She went to the prophets, all right, who are the messengers of the Lord as well. So this 23 says, "And the Lord Yahweh Bashar Shai said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other." Right? Other people. "And the elder shall serve the younger." Right? It says, "And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red," all right, "all over like a hairy garment, and they called him Esau. Ishashawa. Wasted away is he." All right, Edom, where you get red from, Idawam. All right, and 26 says, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel." So Esau is the elder, as it talks about the elder shall serve the younger. Right? It says, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 old when she bare them." All right. So that was, Isaac would have been 60 years old. So it says, "And then the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents." All right, and plain goes into righteous, right? One who feared the Lord, upright. And 28 says, "And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of the venison, and Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom." Okay? It says, "And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall the birthright do unto me?" So Esau is a carnal man. All right? He didn't have the faith. He had no respect of the promise of his birthright, of being the oldest child, because the birthright went to the oldest child, normally. But man, being a child of the promise, Jacob, the seed of the promise, the Lord has orchestrated it out that he was going to end up with the promise at the end of the day, right? 33 says, "And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright." So he didn't care about his birthright, at the end of the day. Okay? So let's continue on here in Genesis 27. So it says, "And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said, unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. So now Isaac is ready to pass on, and he's ready to give the blessing to the oldest son at this point. All right. But Esau despises his birthright, and anyways, he's a very carnal man. And he's already sold his birthright to Jacob. All right. But continuing on in Genesis 27:2, it says, he said, Behold, now I am old, and know not the day of my death. It says, Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison. It says, And make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt the venison and bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father spake unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, before my death. And now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me the 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Right? My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them, man, because she knew he was the seed of the promise at the end of the day. Right? And man, this is how these things are orchestrated out. It's the Lord's movie at the end of the day, man. And the Lord's counsel is going to stand. Everything the Lord has already predestinated to happen is going to manifest. It's going to happen. All right. So this is going into how that seed is going from Abraham, Isaac, and now the seed of the promise is going from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob, man. All right. And he says, and he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son, Esau, which was with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? He says, and Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according to thou badest me. It says, Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord Yahweh Shai, thy power, brought it to me. And Isaac said, which is spiritual as well, right? It's the Lord ultimately that is doing all these things. And 21 says, And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, and I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Right? And he says, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as the brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelt the smell of raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which the Lord Yahweh Bashem shall have blessed. says, therefore, Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and the plenty of the corn and wine. It says, let the people serve thee and the nations bow down to thee, and be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. It says, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came and from his hunting. So man, just going into how the blessing went unto Jacob and not to his brother Esau. So it's going from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So the Lord has chosen Jacob at the end of the day, man. All right, so this is Genesis 28 and 10. It says, and Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran, and he light upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and laid down that place to sleep. He said, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heavens, and behold, the angels of Yahweh ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai stood above it, and said, I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, our power, your power of Abraham, of the power of Abraham, thy father, and the God and the power of Isaac. It says, the land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. All right. So it's the Lord establishing it right here in Genesis 28 and 13. It says, and behold, the Lord Yahweh Shai stood above it, and said, I am the Lord, the power of Abraham, thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. 14 says, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south, and in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. All right, so he's telling them about the blessings and the promises right now. All right, it says, and behold, I am with thee, and I will keep thee in all the places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land, for I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken of thee. Man, so this is the promise, man, been the future rulers and kings of the earth. And 16 says, and Jacob awakened out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord Yahweh Shai Shai is in this place, and I knew it not. All right, so Genesis 35 and 10, just winding down, it says, and Yahweh said unto him, thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel, man. Yasharallah, he prince of the power. All right, the children of Israel, the children of God at the end of the day, man. And ultimately, this is all by faith. You know, it's people will say, well, shit, you're not a scholar. How do you know these things and everything? Well, it's all about faith. These things have been given unto us. It's a gift, ultimately, man, that the Lord has only bestowed and given certain men understanding about, man. All right. This is Ephesians 2 and 8. It says, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves is the gift of Yahweh. All right. So it's the gift of our power Yahweh, man, to understand what's going on the face of this earth. This is Isaiah 45 and 2. It says, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. So in the land of our captivity, the Lord said he's going to break us up out of this, but it all starts with the mind, freeing our mind out of that bondage that this place is perpetuating at the end of the day, keeping us in that gross darkness. But the Lord is going to free us out of that with his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, which is symbolic to light. And 3 says, and I will give thee the treasure of darkness and hidden riches in secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, which called thee by thy name, Yasharallah, am the God of Israel. All right. So we've been called by the Lord's name, man, being the princes of Yahweh. He princes of the power, Yasharallah. All right, and these dark hidden riches, the secret places, goes into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord has revealed unto us, man, the remnant of the house of Israel. And 4 says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have sure named thee, though thou hast not known me. So the Lord has revealed himself unto us in these last days, all right, as a testament, as a testimony, just showing that, man, it's the Lord of Israel, the power of Israel, that's doing all these things on earth and is getting ready to deliver us out of the land of our captivity, all right, and give us that promise, of rulership and everything. This is Deuteronomy 32:8. It says, when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when they separated the sons of Adam. All right. So Adam had many sons. All of us come from Adam, right now. Not everybody is different. It's 3 seeds of man on the face of the earth. Of course, the seed line of the wicked, the seed line of these other nations, and the seed line of righteousness, the seed line of Yahweh. Okay. But it says, when the Most High has divided the nations in their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. It says, for the Lord's, Yahweh Shem Shai's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So out of all the people of the earth, the Lord has chosen Jacob to be the lot of his inheritance. All right, that's who's going to receive the blessing and the promises on earth, man. And that's the seed of the promise at the end of the day. So with that, perfectly, this is edifying to the body. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and willing well. Peace and blessings to the Achaeon, putting on the elect. Shalom.